The cutest thing in the whole wide world.
All right, so now that we're on camera doing everything Bethany and I preach not to do, oh yeah, just rub the salt in the wound. Welcome guys, welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show episode
number, I have no idea, you have the paper.
87.
Bethany, Sparky, this, y'all get a load of this. This is ludicrous.
That's ludicrous.
He's so cute.
So clever.
So
clever.
Adorable. I mean, he's just,
He's still such a baby. He doesn't even know whether he wants to be held or not.
He doesn't.
He's that dog that would just lay on your shoulder for 17 hours straight. But we're not going to do that, Bethany.
No, we are not.
Okay.
You want to, I'll do the long one. You do the short one.
Okay, beautiful. I would prefer that.
While I chill out.
Don't have a long one.
While I chill out with him. Oh, big yawn.
All right, so we had a client from last week that messaged in, and it was about a 16-month-old Shihtzu, but it's actually only a 16-week-old Shihtzu. She mistyped the month, and she meant to say week. So it was basically about the dog is having certain little aggression issues, pulls away in certain areas. If he has something in his mouth, she's having a lot of trouble getting it out of his mouth, things like that. And then she wrote, okay, basically, she's saying she's going to do all the stuff we mentioned from last week. However, it does change a little bit if it's a 16-week-old versus a 16-month-old. And by change, we mean it's less intense. Bethany, do we have your attention?
Yes, yes.
Lovely,
yes.
Lovely. You're the aggression person.
I already know what I'm going to say.
So say it.
Okay.
Let's set the stage for you.
Wait a minute. I thought I was reading the long one.
We don't have to read the long one. We already read it last week.
But people aren't going to go last week and read.
They better check it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody. Amber says, I have a 16-week-old Shih Tzu. Specifically, when I try to put the collar and leash on, he gets aggressive with me. This is not uncommon. All these ideas that puppies are easy and shouldn't show aggression, well, yeah, they shouldn't, but a lot of people deal with it. It's actually not uncommon at all.
Most times it's like a genetic predisposition too.
And spoiling them rotten.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks.
And I know, Amber, I'm not saying that you did that, but you probably did do it without meaning to do it, just like I am. Ludicrous. Yeah. Okay, so he was supposed to start training a month ago before this happened, but we had to push it because of the holidays.
I remember this one now.
Is there a way to fix this behavior? I feel like I did something wrong, and I'm not sure what. Well, he is 16 weeks old, so he's starting to get more into adolescence. So he's right on the cusp, and so he's going to get more pushy, more challenging. And Shih Tzus, in my experience, are great family dogs, but they do tend to be on the stubborn.
They're the dogs that will try to bite you when you take them off the couch.
Yes.
And not because they're jerks. Okay, maybe a little bit because they're jerks, but mainly because they're sassy.
They're
sassy
they're pushy and spoiled. Mm-hmm. And by spoiled, I don't necessarily mean that you've done this all, half the day. That is not always what spoiled means. They could be spoiled with space, having a lot of space to roam in the home, being able to be on furniture, having a lot of freedom. They could also associate you more with excitement than a teacher, leader, guider, meaning most of the time that you interact with them, you're like, good job, come sit good, and it's just a lot of up here all the time, and then it doesn't leave a lot of room for respect. You've got a really engaged puppy, which is great. That's one, check box, but you kind of might have forgotten some of the other stuff. Okay. What I would do is 2 things with a 16-week-old. First of all, make sure all your boundaries are in check.
Set in stone.
So you need to really work on front door. I can open that front door and you don't go through it, okay? Crate door.
Using leash, body blocking pressure for that front door.
I was getting to that.
Well, I beat you to it.
Oh, yeah, but I have more to say about that.
Yeah, you always do.
True. Crate. Not jumping up on you. Normally, small dogs, I don't really care, but I am more strict with puppies till they get older. And so I would definitely be strict with this puppy. No jumping up, no getting on the couch without permission, things like that. Like a lot of boundaries, back door, front door, going in or going out, has to be able to see an open door before going through it. If I open my bedroom door in the morning to take my puppy out, they have to wait because it's a door that's opening. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, the leash is one way, but I want you to start practicing body language. So I would go online, look at some balance trainers that teach place duration. okay? And since your puppy is 16 weeks old, you could check out our online school. Anybody can go to thepuppyacademy.com and check out what we teach in our online school, because we teach everything. But anyway, the point is... Shameless advertising. The point is, you need to find some balanced training where you can go on Google and type in, maybe balanced training, teaching place might work. Here's why. Because you want to do place, repetition over and over and over again. But then, to teach them to stay on place, you do blocking, like spatial pressure. You want your dog to be sensitive to spatial pressure. And that will help with the thresholds and everything else, because you're going to feel a little bit like a fish out of water. But when you teach place, it all kind of comes together for you and for the dog. That's the first thing I would do, which is a big thing, I know. Second thing I would do is I would get a clicker. Y'all know what a clicker is? I bet a bunch of you do. Click food. It makes a click noise. And I would hand feed this dog's meals, all of them, for probably 2 months, honestly. And it would all be click piece of food. At first, you just sit in your living room and you go click food, 10 times. Then you do you go come, click food, sit, click food. And you do that like crazy. Then in your front yard or your backyard, you'd go, let's go, click food, sit, click food. And I mean, you see a bird, a shadow, or actually watch your little dog. As soon as your little dog goes, what's that? Move, turn, let's go, click food. Just, that is your life for 2 months. Then transition to what we said last week, which I'm not going to totally rehash. I don't even honestly remember exactly what we said, but then I would transition to whatever we said last week. The same thing still goes for dragging the leash around, but honestly, if it's a 16-week-old puppy, it shouldn't have a ton of freedoms. I don't know. You want to take over on that one?
I want to say that, one, our advice last week was you have a 16-month-old dog, and this isn't a puppy, so you can be a lot more firm with that 16-month dog. You have a 16-week dog, 4 months old. You can't be as firm with that. Yes, you're very cute little kiss, and you know
might be the top.
You
three
cannot be as firm.
Puppies ever.
You cannot be as firm with a 16-week dog. This dog is a 16-month, and I can't talk, but I'm gonna try. Because I can't stop. But basically what we're saying is you want to focus on boundaries, control, structure, so you don't have to be as firm with them as you would for a 16-month-old dog. 16-month-old dog bolts through a boundary. I'm going to give a little tug on that leash, block them, and give them a firm bump with my body, whether they're tall for a knee or low for just like the shins.
Kimberly, will you take this dog before I ruin him with my softness?
You've already ruined him.
I have
Holly
not.
has to work him through
I
this.
have not.
He is pretty freaking
Thank you,
cute, though.
man. I mean, whoa.
Yeah, you're basically trying to give more structure, so you don't have to be as intense with your body language. And I'm not going to say training, because you should always be intense with your training, but intense in the using food for everything. And honestly, I might cut affection for 4 weeks and just see what happens. And I want your dog to start. Or
he always says that, and I have to fix it.
I want your dog to start earning everything from you. So in place of affection is food work. It's always food work.
And play. Structured play
Yes.
is also affection. I would just say that if you're dying to touch your dogs, I still don't think most people are going to do that. If you're dying to touch your dog, make sure your puppy is already calm. Not asleep. Don't wake up a sleeping puppy, but they're just calm. Or it's at the end of a training session, and see how your affection affects your guys' dogs or puppies.
Like the affection effect.
When you touch them, do they do this or do they melt into it? And I'll give you an example real quick. I just did a lesson with an elderly dog having some severe issues, and I showed them how to do butt scratchies without amping up this dog, because he loves his butt scratchies and he's old, so he should have them. And so I'm having to go so slow, and he starts to do this. And they see me do it, and this always happens. And then I'm like, okay, your turn. And they still do this. And then the dog's like, going up, 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 up. And I'm like, your fingers are too fast. So watch how it affects your dog. Your dog should melt into your affection rather than get excited by it.
Amber, I'm willing to bet that over the last 16 weeks, this dog has been given a lot of affection. I think you will have to do at least 1 to 2 weeks of zero affection.
That's what I would say, 2 weeks.
Before you can reintroduce slow affection after him having earned everything.
You need to
that you're giving them.
matter. You need to matter
Yes.
again to your
So,
dog.
as nice as we want to be, I do still think you need one.
Me.
Yeah, is you. I'm the mean one, I guess. No,
Today.
you're the mean one. Yeah, you're
I'm
usually
mean
the
in
mean
other
one.
ways.
Yes, you are. Every other, no.
Every other way.
I think you need a couple weeks no affection in order for your puppy to start learning how to earn things, which she is not doing. He is not doing right now. Okay, we'll move on. No. You talk more than me. Okay. A rustic faith. 8-week Aussie finds 12-year-old Husky's tail irresistible. Husky will not correct her. Tips. It's like a big old flute ball, like with the cat's chase. So this is completely normal.
Can I just say something that's not?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is just for every. Sorry, I keep hitting my microphone. It's huge,
You better
right?
cut it out.
Okay, I just saw something on the gram, and I bet it's on
The what?
The gram.
Oh, you're so hip. You're so hip.
I try. I'm almost 40, and I try. But TikTok, I don't know much about, but I know it's TikToked out there too. I don't know what the whole.
I still say the Instagram,
Instagram.
Or the
Okay.
IG.
Okay, so anyway, it was a dog and a puppy, and it was playing with the tail. And they thought that it was hilarious that, it kept happening. The older dog was growling, looking, trying to get out of the way, looking visibly stressed, but it was mild. It wasn't a huge stress, it was mild. And then the funny part, when the music hits the right moment, that dog went for that puppy. And it was supposed to be funny. Ha ha ha, emoji. So, sorry.
Bethany's about to tear this video a new one.
So my point is, that's horrible. There are some dogs that do a great job of correcting
This one right here.
other dogs or other puppies. But you can't deny that Cheyenne's overdone it before.
Many times.
Which means the owner needs to do a better job of stepping in and reinforcing what the dog is doing and catching it earlier. Otherwise, you could create a stressed out dog, like the Husky, the older Husky here, could become very stressed out, and it won't be days or weeks. It'll be months or a year
And
of
a
building.
12-year-old Husky is too old for us to allow that to happen.
Oh yeah, 12 years old of building a grudge. And then either your puppy becomes an adolescent and attacks the Husky, or the Husky has had it and tries to attack. That's what we see all the time. Now, Cheyenne, his elderly dog, first of all, he should do a better job of whatever. But anyway,
She doesn't say I had any small dogs now.
But yeah, but the thing is, Cheyenne almost enjoys it. So it's a little different. She doesn't get stressed out about it. She's like practically a wolf. So that is a dog to dog situation. I have a dog at home, Dakota, German Shepherd. She doesn't mind doing a few corrections. She's become great at it. My Border Collie, who you guys have seen on here a bunch of times, he gets stressed when I put him in those situations. And so sometimes I do it just to put a little pressure on him so his life's not too easy all the time. But then I pull that pressure before, it hits a tipping point. And that's kind of for everybody. I'm not directing this at Rustic Faith. This is just like an everybody thing. Plus I really love to rant about these stupid reels with
So I got
dogs.
6 more questions, just so you know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
We'll do rapid fire. We're great at that.
We are not going to allow the Husky to shut down the puppy, the 8-week-old puppy.
I think they already know that.
Well, there's a couple reasons for it. One,
I already went
the
over
Husky
them.
may never do it, and it creates a lot of stress on the Husky.
You're repeating.
I know I am. I'm trying to collect everything. Talk for 10 minutes about
this. Okay.
That is stress for the Husky, and it's not the Husky's job, even if he does a good job, but it sounds like he doesn't. It is our job to put a leash on the 8-week-old puppy and create boundaries.
8 weeks old?
8 weeks old.
An Aussie,
To create
they
boundaries.
bite.
Yeah,
They bite.
Aussie.
They bite.
And here's the thing, too.
It's gonna get worse.
What if your Husky did do it? What if you found a friend with an older dog that would, put down your 8-week-old Aussie? That happens once or twice, and now your dog has possible fear aggression as a result of it, or fear reactivity. Because younger dogs are not supposed to be put down by older dogs unless they're in a full pack mentality with no human interaction, which is what happens in Husky packs.
Little.
Very little. I think
human
of
action.
Husky packs in Antarctica when they're all in a pen with all of their separate dog houses. You'll see that a lot on the Discovery Channel. That's not your situation.
Dominance, hierarchy.
Yes.
My dogs occasionally will check each other, but if I let it go too much, I can see the stress build. because they're more reliant on me than each other. But that's the thing. They know each other. They have years with each other, years of me being a leader instead. What he said was crazy valuable. But I'm going to be totally honest. This right here, it just needs to not be allowed. I wouldn't even allow an 8-week-old around a 12-week-old husky that much. 12-year-old husky that much. Sorry, thank you. Very little interaction. And the interaction would be the Aussie on a harness on leash at 8 weeks old. And I'm doing food work and place and come while the 12-year-old husky is in the corner. So
we don't give freedom to young puppies until it's earned through age, maturity. Yeah, and that's about it.
And it goes quadruple for an elderly dog in the home that's not enjoying the puppy, which is common. It doesn't mean your puppy's bad or your older dog is bad. I know there are stories of young puppies bringing older dogs back to life. There are just as many stories of puppies being rehomed.
And killing older dogs because it wipes them out.
But it's 8 weeks old. So I just want to say something really quick. An 8-week-old Aussie that's already doing that to another dog's tail that intensely, you need to look for a trainer. Even if it's just a clicker trainer would be fine right now. You need something. You need a foundation. But what I would do is I would go for a balanced trainer that has experience with herding breeds. That's what you need. Okay, cool. Let's move on. My turn. See how much fun it is when I do that? That's why we need one.
Where's the second copy?
No. I told her not to. I asked her not to make one. Laylay's 12 says, my dog has separation anxiety. When I leave him in the crate, he always goes to unlock.
Yes, I read it. Yes.
Well, you find a way to secure the crate.
That's what someone mentioned to her.
Okay. She uses carabiners. I like to use carabiners can work, but if it's a skinny puppy, they can get through a big carabiner.
Go ahead. Go.
I have like old leashes. Maybe from previous dogs, you might have some, or you can just go to Lowe's and buy like the clips that are on the ends of leashes, and you can clip it to the door. If they're pulling the whole front back of like a wire crate, you just zip tie the corners. All right, what were you gonna say?
It was the same thing. I just wanted to beat you to it. I wanted to say it. You took my paper.
Now let's talk about the separation anxiety. I don't know how old your dog is. She said dog, not puppy.
We're going to assume 4 to 6 months old.
I bet it's not.
It's not, probably, but most of the people here have 4 to 6 months old.
Thresholds. Cover all your thresholds, stopping at every door that opens. Crate, front door, bedroom door. Teaching them to stop and wait. Teaching place. Body blocking with place. Teaching the dog how to get out of your space, how to advocate for your space. When they're always here, when they come up to us and we always pet them, we're
creating or rewarding.
Yeah, we're feeding the separation anxiety part of them, okay? So those are the big things. And I would really work on mentally tiring out your dog, not so much physical. So instead of fetch or running around, do more structured walks and structured obedience routines, which you can find a list of those on Google. But separation anxiety is a beast. I'd say get some one-on-one help. I still think, though, if you don't have a dog yes, thank you.
because you need someone to teach you how to manage your household with the dog, because we can tell you everything, but you're still going to be like, door open, good, release, and then your dog bolts out of it. No, it's a whole process. One more thing for the crate too, because your crate anxiety is so specific. Don't teach your dog that it only goes in the crate for a prolonged period of time. Put a leash on them, put them in, and it might be get them as close as you can and give that little foot a shove, and then close door, pause, open, they try to blast out, no, close the door. Their intensity, you have to match it and go one above it. They blast out at a 7, you're closing it at an 8. I mean, firmness, close at an 8. And eventually they back off. Open, pause, release, right back inside. I'll do it 5-10 times, and I don't leave them in there for an hour. I'll then start their free time after that. So I don't only associate long periods of time in that crate away from us. I associate work around it, and then also being able to come work with me outside of the crate, so it's not just a negative association. Go.
I crate my... Oh, this was a comment to a video that we did. I crate my puppy at night, but we take naps together. Is that bad? We did a video of that. I think
this was already answering it.
On what?
That was our video. We had already answered this last week.
I know.
This is our new one.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, that was the video that we answered that question on. The question is from Princess the Teacup. Well, there's your problem right there. No, that doesn't... I don't... That's I'm doing this one first.
I don't think it's for the same one.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
these ones are together.
Thank you.
So,
Oh, I get 1 in 10 guys where I win?
Fine, do it.
It's so satisfying.
Fine.
Wow.
Ask the question.
But
It's
how?
not Princess the Teacup. We'll get back to you.
they're related.
They are related.
Separation.
Thank you, Kimberly. See, she's so diplomatic.
Thank God, she'd have to be
Thank
my
God.
fiance. Okay,
God help her.
so this is, I'm going to repeat the question, and then this is the follow-up to that question. I crate my puppy at night, but we do take naps together. Is that bad? We responded to it, and he said, but how? What steps were involved, please? Basically for how we crate our puppy? Is that what it is?
Don't look at me. I don't
They need
understand.
help on crate training.
I don't think it is. I think it's how we...
Steps. Yeah, what steps are
Oh,
involved in crate
I
training?
crate trained my dog. Okay, I got you. So it's basically introducing crate.
Who
One,
was it? Say who it was so they know. Criminally vulgar. Okay, maybe
I
maybe,
love it.
maybe-
That's good.
Maybe we should have skipped that.
So am I. That's awesome. All right, perfect way to answer the question. One, you want to get them on a schedule. The easiest way to get a dog on a schedule is one, DM us. I think that's what the kids call it. We're going to DM.
DM us on
Yes.
Instagram.
On Instagram. Yes, thank you for that. And we will send you a schedule. Basically what it breaks down as...
And it's a puppy schedule.
Yes, it's a puppy schedule, so I hope you have a puppy. Otherwise, you can just up the time a little bit. And
Yep.
honestly, there's a few questions I'm going to answer with this. Puppies go in the crate. They're in it for, depending on their age, that's kind of what our blueprint gives you too. Maybe it's an hour and a half in, 30 minutes out. So that hour and a half in that they bark, they cry, they whine. We just honestly ignore it because it takes a little while for them to get acclimated, especially if they haven't done it and they've been given a lot of affection. You might have a little bit of separation anxiety. Work through it. When they come out of the crate, we put them on harness and leash. Right when they come out, they go outside for a potty. When they give us a successful potty, bring them in for free time. If they don't do that, when we take them out, we wait 2 to 3 minutes, standing like a tree. We don't follow, we don't move, we just wait. We just wait. And then eventually when they do go potty, awesome. If they don't, they go back to the crate for 10 to 15 minutes for a younger puppy, and it could be like 15 to 30 minutes for an older puppy, like 4 to 6 months or even a little bit older, sometimes even longer. And then we rinse and repeat that crate in and out until eventually they go potty. Once they go potty, good puppy, good potty. Yes, you can replay this and cut my speed in half for my voice.
He's so fast.
And then
Just
they get their
listen to
free
it a couple
time.
times.
Then they get their free time. Free time is broken up into 3 parts. Part 1, walk or play. Part 2 is training. Part 3 is supervised separation. Supervised separation, that's a really important one. That means putting them in a playpen if they're really, really small, or using a leash tether.
Or really young.
Or really young, thank you. Or using a leash tether and they're not trying to jump over it. A leash tether would be if they are trying to jump over it, you tether them to a stationary object and basically create a safe space for them.
Wait. So with the supervised separation, what I see more often than the playpen, which is totally fine, is just using some baby gates to block off like your kitchen area. The bottom line is they should never, a dog under 6 months old, and some dogs over 6 months old, should never have free roam of the house. It's just not a thing that should happen. Go ahead.
During the supervised separation, no look, no talk, no touch. We're teaching them to exist around us with key phrase, not having access to us. That's what helps start working through that separation anxiety because you're teaching them to exist around you without always having something from you. Confidence, booster, like you can't believe. And then at the end of that, that's when we give water, meal. We like to do both of them in the crate. Some dogs knock over the water in the crate, so I'll do it in the playpen, or I'll make them earn it. I'll hold it up tall, make them wait, lower it down. I give it to them. I don't break them to the water. Break is our release word. I don't okay or break, whatever you want. I don't say okay and let them come get it. I make them wait and I do break and I give it to them. Ideally though, I do like doing it in the crate because with the crate, I can use the crate door. So I don't always have this jumping puppy. They jump out of the crate, no, close it, pause, open it. They sit and wait.
You can use the door.
Give it.
You can, break and then give it to them. Mm-hmm. You can use the door as spatial pressure to help teach your puppy that in order to get what they want, food, water, or to even come out, they have to settle back before they get to move forward. This is critical for any dog or puppy training in a lot of different scenarios. The crate is one of the earliest, best ways to work with puppies. If you're still having whining, make sure you're focusing on not too much excitement or play outside of crate, more focused mental work.
The play is honestly the most important one too, I think, because there has to be a balance. I usually do a 2-to-1 balance. If I'm gonna do 10 minutes of play, I need to be able to do 20 minutes of training. Or I'll do 5 minutes of less controlled play, 5 minutes of controlled play, and then I'll do my 10 minutes of training.
There's a lot of reasons why. You don't want to create an athlete, and when they play all the time and they just got toys everywhere all the time, they become mentally overstimulated, and then they just need more and more exercise and more stimulation, and they become wild little monsters.
Try to limit your toys to 2 at a time, and then cycle out your toys throughout the week.
Oh yeah, rotate.
Every toy
just
becomes
like with
a
kids.
new toy. Becomes more fun.
Yeah, just like with kids. Okay, Princess the Teacup. My puppy cries when I take a shower. I work from home, so I'm always around her. And when I take a shower or go somewhere where she can't see me, she is so upset. So two things, and hopefully we can move on so we can get to everything. I am not blowing your question off. I promise, Princess the Teacup. But we've had a couple of separation anxiety questions. Go back and listen to what Sparky just said. And then I think the previous question from Lele was also separation anxiety. So please take a look at those answers, just so we don't have to repeat everything. But to give you something specific for you is you're accidentally creating triggers with the shower of like every time I shower, I'm going to put you in crate. You need to make sure you're crating several times throughout the day with your puppy not able to see you. He mentioned supervised separation with the last person. I wouldn't do that with this puppy for a month. I would maybe crate her in my room at night, but during the day, she would always be out of sight. And hopefully you can do this in your living situation. I see a cute little Chihuahua. Maybe put her in a closet. I know that sounds crazy. Hang on, let me explain.
Wait, let her break this down first.
Let me break this
PETA's
down.
already being called.
Please don't call PETA. Hang on. So first of all, it creates warmth, like all the clothes and everything, and it creates a natural sound barrier. So you don't like just shut her in the closet, but she's in a crate.
In a crate in the closet. And you do want to, rather than shut the door on her, what you would want to do is cover the crate. Every aspect of the crate, except if you live in a hot environment in the summer, you do want some airflow, so you do have to keep that in mind. And that way, and then I would also play a white noise machine. And then if it's really bad, a white noise machine and people talking, not soft jazz music for this particular Friends
case.
on YouTube has a 10-hour playlist. They all love Phoebe.
There you go. It's not just Phoebe.
They love Phoebe.
You're obsessed with Phoebe. You have a problem.
She's my girl.
You have a problem. So anything.
You know I'm cheating on you with Phoebe.
Oh my God! Just stop. So the back and forth that we do, like you need a talk show, you need a sitcom, something like that to help as well as the white noise machine. I would do that very strictly for a month, like 3 bouts in crate a day, and if she's not being destructive, meaning she's not biting the actual crate, let her whine it out. But there are other things that go along with this. You do not just crate your puppy. That's why I need you to take a look at the other questions that we answered. Okay, one more and we are done. And we're going to get them all in.
Good.
Top 5. Okay, we did a video on the top 5 things we'd never do as dog trainers with a new puppy.
There was a lot more than 5.
There was so many more.
But
our boss wouldn't let us do more.
She said it would take 40 minutes with the 37 we had picked.
All this stupid short form content doesn't give us a chance to be ourselves.
How many people have cycled through TikTok throughout the entirety of this?
That's because TikTok people have like the span of like this for
I got
watching.
a 30-second like thought process. Read the question.
Okay. So J.M. Bright says, how long would you leave a puppy in a crate at a time? Ooh, that's a good question.
Age, maturity, temperament.
Because there's no one answer. And yeah, oh man, you said temperament. Dang it.
Gotcha.
So it depends. Like a brand new puppy is like an hour in, 30 minutes out, an hour. We're building up to 3-4 hours. I had an elderly dog that came to me, and he was in a family where like they had a work schedule, like a 9-hour work schedule, and he was able to be in the bedroom in a crate. They had him in a huge crate so he could move around, which is fine, for 9 hours. I know that sounds so cruel to some of you guys.
That's what one of our dog does.
Yeah, so they would take him on hikes in the morning, and he was out with the family at night. He had a great life. It was the passed away situation is why he ended up getting rehomed. But he had a great life. My point is, it greatly depends on the dog. Typically, a dog needs to go about as much as an average person. Every 4 hours or so, they're going to need to pee. So on average, what is that? Like 5, 6, 7 times a day? I don't know. An adult
for a
dog.
young puppy?
No, an adult dog.
3-4 times, I would say.
No, not 3. At least 4.
I don't know.
4. Cheyenne's elderly. It's different.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you talking about
I said an
elderly
adult.
dog.
Okay. Can you see our point? It greatly depends on the dog. I about said men. Oh my God. Males are typically way better at holding their pee than females because they are more likely to mark their territory. So they have more control because on walks they'll space it out to 20 different trees. So they might hold it in the house for 7 hours, whereas a female might only be able to do 3 or 4. I have a small dog at home. Now that she's elderly, she can actually hold it less. She always maxed out at 4 hours, except at night. And now that she's older, it's like 3 and she's got to go out. So yeah, guys, it just depends. So
yeah. I would say the biggest thing in the beginning is age.
You couldn't just leave it at that.
No,
you
the biggest thing in the end is age. In the beginning, because it's a puppy show. So you need to find out the age of your puppy and use our blueprint to find how long they can hold it for.
Now, how do you get our blueprint? I think you commented this on YouTube. Hop on to Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, I bet one of your kids do. So hop on to Instagram, direct message us, DM us, and we will send you. We will send you our puppy potty training schedule, and then you can adjust it for age and potty needs. But our goal is to build up a puppy to 3 to 4 hours in crate.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, everybody. See you same time, same place next week. Awkward smile.
One of my buddies recently told me that I have to always give him the last word. I didn't realize that.
You do. You are like that. Absolutely.
I didn't know those.